Welcome to Moonbase 2.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Moonbase 2 podcast. My name is Andy, Decayed Andy, and we are here once again to talk about Transformers with the amazing team of me, myself, and Mikey. Hello, Mikey.
Me, myself, and my...
My Mikey, my little Mikey.
Syllable.
Friendship is real when Mikey's around.
No, it's not.
Oh my god, how you doing, Mikey?
I'm good, How are you?
Same as usual, Mr. Mikey, same as usual. We've got very little news to talk about this week, but
It is a
we do
quiet
have
one,
little,
and...
little drips and drabs.
Yeah. It's one of those weeks where you're just like, yeah.
Yeah, it's another one, you know. I'm not sure when we'll have a big drop of news in the future, but, you know, we'll keep the news covered as per usual. And we'll kick off with more Cyclonus stuff, as we haven't talked enough about Cyclonus and his different variations. And New Age are doing another legend-scaled Cyclonus. This is the H43EX tier, which is the Target Master Cyclonus, and the H43B Uriel, which is a Shattered Glass Cyclonus. And one I've never really liked as a Shattered Glass version, personally. But yes, the Target Master Cyclonus is, as it says on the tin, Target Master Cyclonus. Seems to be toy-ish.
Same... ...
...
Yeah, it's got the grey arms, and it's got, it's got tampos instead of stickers.
Yeah, and he's got the blue bits on his horns as well, so if you don't like that, wait for another redo of this version, I guess, you know?
Sure there will be.
He comes with Nightstick, who actually looks like Nightstick. Take that, Hasbro. He comes with his toy gun and two other pairs of hands, which are open hands, and obviously he turns into his jet thing. And then the Shattered Glass version is exactly the same, just in the Shattered Glass colors, and it is not blowpipe, it's another Target Master.
Yeah, assuming it's a retool of the same mold?
Probably. It'll be something similar.
Just because I don't... Do they have any other Target Masters?
I'm not sure.
Actually, I think they might, because looking at it now, I think that's a different mold. Is it?
It looks different.
It's different.
It'll be based off of whatever he came with before. I can't remember the Target Master that Shattered Glass Cyclonus is meant to come with, but it's obviously not blowpipe.
I don't remember much about Shattered Glass Cyclonus beyond the fact that I don't think Hot Rod's colors really flow well on this design.
No, I think it was always a bad call. I don't really understand the reason or the logic for doing this color scheme on Cyclonus ever. As he just doesn't look like a Hot Rod kind of character. A bit more subdued. He looks more like an older character, so maybe you could have given him Ultra Magnus's colors or something. I don't know.
I never liked that approach for that
Neither did I, but you know that's what we did.
But
that's
like,
just what they do.
Hey, what if I took the color scheme from Gary and gave it to Gary's friend? It's just like, don't do that. Don't do that.
But that's what they love to do. They didn't do it with some of them, though, which is odd.
No.
They got lazier with it as they went on. I'm sure we've talked about it before. Anyway, Mikey, what do you think of these guys? Do you like them? Do you like talking about Cyclonus again this week? Again? Again?
Yeah, it is again.
Yeah?
It's definitely again.
It's definitely again. It's another one.
Yeah, so if you didn't get an opportunity with one of the 3-4 other releases of this, this is your chance now to get in on two very specific targeted color schemes, which therefore means that you're probably never guaranteed to get the one you want.
Now, there'll always be something new or different that you like about the other ones, because remember the previous tier, H43 tier, didn't come with a Target Master. It is one of the versions of his cartoon color scheme, but it did not come with his Target Master. It came with two different guns. One of the guns that this one has, and then another kind of gun. You know, I don't know. There'll be another one in the future, I'm sure. There are enough versions of him, so... He still looks like a fun figure, I suppose. But I don't think there's really much else to say.
No,
so, Mikey...
burnt me out in them, I'll be honest.
Yeah, take us on to something that's newer and a little bit more interesting, because we've never had this guy done.
Yeah,
I don't think we have.
No, I don't think. Certainly not Legends. Mech Fan Toys and Mechanic Toy have come together to make a Legends scale Sandstorm. This is not a Seeker repaint from a Conehead into a G2 guy. This is a interesting attempt to do the G1 character Sandstorm, who was, of course, I don't know why I stuttered there, Sandstorm, who was, of course, a triple changer. In this case, he seems to turn from his robot mode into a buggy that gives me this weird 1890s vibe. And a helicopter, one of those big rescue marine helicopters. So it's kind of hard to say too much about him at this stage. He's gone quite toyetic. He's not following the cartoon model in his design choices and everything else. So very, toy proportions, toy head. The helicopter looks pretty solid for what it is. The vehicle mode, the buggy mode does look pretty messy, I have to admit. It looks like it's going to be the mode that suffers the most. It just has this incomplete don't look over here vibe to the whole thing.
Yeah, kind of like the original G1 toy. Like when you said it was based off the G1 toy, the only real difference is his buggy mode. The wheels make it higher off the ground, and that's about it. Everything else about the aesthetic, like you said, is just the G1 toy. So if you like the G1 toy, here it is, just with more joints and stuff.
I like the Generations one.
Yeah, that was solid. That was a solid one. I liked him as Springer more, personally, but...
I like the big-ass, dumbass wheels.
That's fair, yeah.
But that was a fantastic toy. Still,
I definitely preferred him as Springer, but it wasn't too bad as it was an interesting do for Sandstorm, and for a character who never gets a look in,
still the best Springer toy, by the way. In my opinion, I don't think
I didn't play with the other one, but
I handled it. It was fine.
Yeah, what was it? War for Cybertron, or was it Earthrise?
Siege. I'm just looking at it now. So it also had the paint.
Okay. Yeah, so it was Wolf.
And
also, Siege Wolf Cybertron.
Also wasn't G1, which means I liked it more.
Oh, well, no, you liked it more as well because it was Nick's. It was Nick's IDW Springer.
Oh yeah, it was. It was Record Springer.
It was. Yeah.
Oh man! If you have that now, in a couple of months, you'll be able to get Tarantulas and have this really weird reunion.
I mean, it's not the Tarantulas that Nick did, though.
No, because his one was basically like an organic version of the Transmetal, wasn't it?
That's right, yeah. Still,
like you can all live your fanfic dreams through it of just like, oh father, oh son, oh father, you're a little bit hot. Oh son, so are you. We all know where this is going.
Yeah. I remember you were much more into that than I was.
Yes, I think Sins of the Wreck is fantastic, and
I was like,
have no soul.
That happened a long time ago. Mikey, shall I take us on to something big, something girthy, something thick?
Something weird in one bit that I do not get.
Oh, a lot of people do get it though, Mikey. This is Like Toys G1 Metroplex color renders. Now, what makes this special, Mikey? Well,
yes.
It's the fact that it is 121 centimeters tall, making it 48 inches tall. According to the information shared, this will be a fully transformable mold with lights, with light-ups, movable jaw, extra rib pieces. Question mark, what?
Oh, that's the thing that got me very confused when I realized what it was.
To have both cartoon and toy design. A massive scale for sure, but it's Metroplex after all. I am very much against that sentence that is
a bad sentence to use in this context because it is 4 feet tall.
Yes.
There are adult human beings who are not that height.
Yes, I'm thinking this is almost the size of an Iron Mouse.
Yes, that was the one who actually popped into my head.
Yes.
There are human beings you could place this next to who can drive.
Yes. How will this be fun to play with? Or transform? How? Explain.
Does it transform? I'm assuming it does, of course. But
It's said here it's fully transformable.
like this, and I don't. I'm definitely worried by the fact they said it's like toy. They want to make it toyetic because I don't want if you're going to do this, I definitely don't want basically just a 4-foot version of the original Metroplex.
No, because that was never a desperately good toy.
No, it was
in fairness.
I liked the robot mode a lot.
Yeah. Robot mode's fun. He's big and chunky.
Really care about any other thing he did.
I don't mind his battle station mode. It's not super convincing as anything, but as a weird late 80s vehicle, I'm like, okay, that's fine. But as a base, he was not Fort Max, let's say. Fort Max was one of the better bases, while Metroplex just kind of spread himself out. Yeah. Which never looked very good. And you could make an interesting Metroplex that turned into a city, I'm sure, or at least a little interactable base. But I don't think this is probably going to do that. And I can't imagine how annoying those ratchet joints, because it's going to have ratchet joints. Yeah. How hard those ratchet joints are going to be to move on this figure.
And if it falls on your child, you're never seeing that child again.
No, they're definitely going to... Well, you're going to see them when they go to the hospital, that's for sure. Because it's 4 foot of robot. How are you even going to ship this?
Expensively.
Yeah, well, certainly.
Here's the thing. I actually looking at the base look of the figure. I think it looks good. I think the proportions are good. I think it has a nice vibe to the visual. If you were telling me this was a Titan class size figure, I'd be a lot more okay with it.
Sure. I don't see what it transforms into looking at it, though, or how it would transform. Yeah. It looks like an action master, it's just going to pose, and that's it. It doesn't look like it'll do much of anything in terms of transformation, unless, we think it's probably going to do. It's just going to transform how the original G1 toy
or maybe
did.
There's, crazy engineering in here. I honestly don't know.
At that size, can you have crazy engineering without it just kind of buckling under itself?
I don't. You can have crazy engineering. It doesn't necessarily have to be good engineering, because I direct your attention at Unicron.
Well, yeah, that's fair. You mean the Hasbro one, at least,
because
right?
that is not, in my opinion, a fun-looking experience.
Didn't look. Maybe we're both wrong. Maybe the Unicron was a really fun transform.
We have to accept that. But yeah, I don't. So I also think for transformation, you basically have. They say it's because of we want toy accuracy, so you rip out his abs, and he suddenly just is a floating pair of boobs. But I think that's probably for transformation. I think that's part forming, because of how they want him to transform like the original did, and you can't really do that with that kind of structure. But I also think advertising that as a mode is a really bad idea, because it looks terrible.
Yeah, I get why it's there, because then you can appease people who are like, it doesn't look like
Wrong.
the G1 toy. Here we can make it look like the G1 toy. Isn't that fun? But then it's not, Mikey, it's not parts forming, because it's just an optional mode. It's not parts forming, because you don't have to do it.
What if I try transforming it and don't do it?
You mean putting them on, you'll be fine?
No, don't take them off, Andy. Don't take them off.
No, who would do that?
Who's just going to start transforming? God almighty, there's going to be people who are going to try, and they're going to break their probably over $1,000 figure.
In fairness, I don't think that specifically is going to be the reason why this thing could easily break.
Yeah, it's going to break.
There are so many other reasons.
Unless it's incredibly incredibly lightweight, it is going to collapse under its own weight.
Yeah. Or again, it's going to be ridiculously difficult just to pose, because again, those joints are going to have to support a lot of plastic.
Yep.
And like you say, plastic that will hopefully not destroy itself.
Yep.
Because of its weight.
And if it is really weighty and then made out of like incredibly solid parts and everything else, then it's definitely going to cost a ridiculous amount.
Is this the toy that we saw, or at least the CAD model that we saw ages ago, which was the giant Metroplex? Do you remember ages ago? Was it? No, it was Fan Toys, wasn't it? Was it Fan Toys that showed it off?
I remember a giant Fort Max. I don't remember
it was
a giant
Fort
Metroplex.
Max. Okay, so was Fort Max done by Fans Toys? Because that was touted as being 4 foot or 3 foot.
These guys are apparently advertising it as being a centimeter or an inch taller.
Oh my god.
And it, like, people are saying, like, oh, you're just competing now.
Yeah, no fucking shit. I swear to God, this is just another one of those the size queen problems.
Listen, you know when people say size doesn't matter? It does. Sometimes there is too big.
Yes.
It is not ribbed for your pleasure.
Yes. For instance, ladies, no matter how much you'd like to, a blue whale cannot fuck you without you dying.
Andy, you are really undermining a lot of bad Dragons marketing.
That's probably true.
And I think you should apologize to that fine reputable company which has been running for longer than either of us have been on the internet.
I apologize for nothing.
I would like to apologize to Bad Dragon on behalf of Andy. And if you send us free products, we will, of course, do reviews. Because we'll talk about anything free. It's
true. We are sellouts.
We will do live.
We could be. Theoretically, we could be sellouts.
I'm trying. We tried, and it turns out you can't be a sellout in the UK or Ireland or Europe.
I kept forgetting. I wanted to put that in the crappy corner because I was like, that's so really annoying. It's like, oh yeah, like other places, other news outlets. If you're in the UK, sorry, Hasbro doesn't care. Yeah,
we're curious
That's
about like influencer
lame.
access and stuff like that because we've been around for 14 years and have a pretty sizable listener base for this part of the world. And yeah, it turns out I asked a very nice email back, but like it was still an email saying like, we don't do PR stuff in Europe like that. Or I suppose Europe and the United Kingdom. Now we have to say, but we don't do like influencer stuff over there. That's only America, and Canada and stuff like that. Sorry.
It's like wow, funny but sad at the same time because we've always joked about like Hasbro doesn't care about anything outside the US, and it's just it felt like
it was supposed to be a joke.
Yeah, when you said it, when you told me that, I was like, oh well, I guess that's another example of it being true, I guess.
So I'm currently stalking Mattel. And other things as well, actually. But I actually, just because I do think it would be a good opportunity for people because like we're not the biggest podcast in the world, but we do have a decent sized listener base. So especially for more local stuff. So I'm going to start annoying people because why the fuck not?
Why not?
Like, the worst they can say is no.
Exactly.
Yeah. Or in Hasbro cases, no and never. Deal with it.
Yeah, no, you're not important, and neither is your countries. It's like, well, okay, fair enough.
What's England? Like oh, right, the red coats.
I like red coats. They're nice. I like the color red, and coats keep you warm when it's cold.
I've not else to add him. He's ridiculous.
Yeah, he's very big. Too big for my liking, but a lot of people like him big, so I'm sure this'll do good. ... Question mark. Anyway, Mikey, do you want to take us on to another bit of news?
Yeah, so Trumpeteer have revealed... is it Trumpeteer? No, it's about Weibo. Weibo user, I apologize, I do not know how to phonetically pronounce your alphabet.
That's a weird company name.
He seems nice enough. Have posted a YouTube video and some pictures of the upcoming Trumpeteer, or is it upcoming and recently released? Anyway, it's the RC from Bumblebee the movie. So, this is a kit I'm definitely interested in. Hopefully I will be able to pick up at least one or two Trumpeteer kits in the next 2 or 3 months. But they're low priority because I finally tracked down a fucking Phantom Gundam in France, and I need to make sure in the next few weeks I have enough money to pay for the pre-order on that. So, these are pre-painted simple kits that you can pop out with your fingers if you're Satan. And yeah, so we get to see sort of the sprues, simple sprues. We get to see the box. We get to see the figure and its articulation. Articulation looks pretty solid. Like I said, pre-painted, so a lot less work than normal. What I have seen people do is use a lot of washes on them. Comes with an alternate head with the RC goggles, which I believe were in the movie. And yeah, so also swappable hands and a stand and a gun. She's got good proportions. She looks very like a really solid rendition of the design. If you like the Bumblebee movie RC, I do. And she'll probably be an alternative, a more involved alternative to the upcoming Studio Series figure. If you don't like the design, it's really kind of highlighting why you wouldn't, because she looks extremely chonky in some scenes. Which is slightly weird because whoever is doing this is clearly trying to sex her up in some of the photography. Which is just like, she's extremely not meant to be sexualized. Like,
well,
like
depending on your taste, of course.
Yeah, but her tiny head and her massive shoulders just do not scream like, hey.
Look, some guys and girls like really tiny-headed chicks with a really obscenely large body disproportionately. That's what they like.
Well,
Don't
they saw.
judge them.
What, are you saying they saw the end of Beetlejuice and got way too excited?
Exactly. They saw Michael Keaton's tiny shrunken head, and a new fetish arose within them.
You say that like it's not a real thing, but I'm sure it is.
No, I'm saying that because it probably did happen for like maybe 1 or 2 people, because that's how people work.
I also find it like they put her next to the Studio Series Wheeljack, who towers over her. Like, that is not to scale, sir.
No.
But yeah, these are cheap little kits. And like I said, I can't tell you if they're worth it or not without handling one. Hopefully, I'm going to try and get at least Blitzwing. I might get Bumblebee. I do know, because I do like Bumblebee and Bumblebee movie, and it would be nice to have some version of him. Obviously, I do want to get Shatter and or Dropkick, but I at least want to know, am I going to be buying these because I like that movie and I'm showing a bit of loyalty, or am I going to be buying them because they're a nice, simple, like, 30-minute mission style thing with just a bit of paint?
You still need a few more 30-minute missions so you can really get more of a handle on the idea behind.
Yeah, and I'm getting interested in customizing and stuff, so it would be not the worst idea. But I also need to pay bills.
Damn you, money.
Damn you, you fickle master thing. Andy, you are obviously not as into the Bumblebee movie as I am, but you do like model kits.
I do. This wouldn't change my mind, give me the opinion that I should give it a try. But if the quality's there, that's good. Like you said, for people who want to give the thing a go, or if they don't want a figure weighed down by having to transform, but they just like the aesthetic. Excuse me, this might be a way forward to get that character. Not for me, but hey, it doesn't look too bad from these images. It looks all right. Looks like it's fairly successful, what they're trying to do with it, I'd say. I
think it's... listen, well, I will not share an overall opinion until I have seen more of l'item.
Wow.
Or at least the company, because, hey, I was really interested in a lot of Motoroid until I bought one.
Yeah.
2, actually.
Oh my god, 2? Oh,
which is weird, because they felt very different from each other.
I wonder how often that is, where Motoroid's quality just goes up and down drastically.
It's not even it's like the Majin Kaiser felt quite hollow, whereas the Deckard felt quite soft and sort of rubbery.
Yeah. Oh, that's weird. What, you mean the plastic? Or
yeah,
the joints?
I like, I'm wondering if there's actually quite a large amount of difference in the design team with Motoroid.
Maybe. Or maybe just like the product line is different.
Unfortunately, I would like to get their Gridman stuff and whatever, but I'm just I don't.
Super Mini Pla.
I'll go the Mini Pla route.
Yeah. It's a better choice.
Eddie.
Take
us upon your path of glory.
Then let me tell you, Mikey, about the Transformers possible rumor with these first images that we got of the Transformers Masterpiece Trailbreaker, or Trail Cutter, depending on licensing and names and whatnot. It is one image. It has a Japanese woo-woo over the top of it with a date of release of, I guess, the thing, which is... does Japan do it the wrong way around like America, or does it do it the right way around? I think it does it the wrong way, doesn't it?
I think that's the 5th of November.
Oh, so they did it the correct way.
Because
I
would be very surprised if it was the 11th of May.
Yeah, because that's soon.
Unless it's 11th of May next year, but...
Maybe. Trailbreaker. We see a vehicle mode, we see a robot mode, and we see a few accessories. 2 faces, a black clip, an extra hand thing, another front part of the car, a laser blast, and an antenna. Will he come with more? Perhaps.
Will he come with a giant man?
No, that was Hound that did that.
Will he come with a giant man?
No, why would he come with a giant man?
I want one.
No.
Give it to me.
No giant men for Mikey.
But I'm assuming he'll come with like a shield effect part.
You'd hope so.
Because
maybe not, because did he ever create an actual... No, he did create an actual shield. He did it.
It was like his whole shit.
Yeah.
He was one of those guys who did one thing and one thing only, except his was actually useful.
I was actually trying to think of when he actually did make a shield, because I know that the extra hand piece is for when, in the More Than Meets the Eye episode, where there's the fire around the oil rig. I'm pretty sure he he shoots a laser at the fire, which is a field, in quotation.
It's not Megatron's master plan. When
they send them to the
cities.
Sun. Yeah, when he sends them into the sun.
Yeah, and it's
he actually does this thing there.
Trailbreaker and like other Trailbreakers there as well. I'm just looking at TF Wiki. SOS Dinobots. That I remember that not working. The Immobilizer. He did some things. He did it. He just, it was kind of like, Trailbreaker, use your shield. I'd like to contribute. Use your shield, Trailbreaker.
No. You only call me here for using the shield, never for me, right?
Did Trailbreaker do... Oh, yeah, I was going to say, did Trailbreaker do much in IDW? But yeah, no, he had quite a large part in as a major side character. And then they killed him by having his brain squished against one of his shields in an ironic fashion.
It happens. What do you think of the image that we've got for the masterpiece?
It looks like what you'd expect. Now, I want to see a lot more, obviously.
Sure. Yeah.
I'm curious.
Thin waist compared to his the rest of his body, I suppose.
Yeah, definitely. Which, to be fair, the amount of times Trailbreaker designs and toys and stuff have gone make him basically a big square box.
Mm-hmm.
I can't say I particularly mind the idea of giving him a thinner waist.
No, I mean, it mixes it up a bit, I suppose.
But yeah.
It'll be interesting to see how he transforms, so we'll need to wait till Johnny gets his hands on it, basically.
And obviously, hey, welcome to the wonderful world of modern masterpiece, where we're all a little cautious until we see it where it breaks.
Will he explode? Will he survive? Only time will tell.
Probably the latter.
Perhaps.
But not well. He'll survive, but he'll be like, I wish you'd let me die.
Oh, Trailbreaker. Yeah, he doesn't look too bad. He looks... This is a problem I find at this point with masterpieces. They look like you think they would.
Yeah.
And it just looks like you think it would.
It looks like
until
the
we
thing
see
you think
more.
is going to be there.
Yeah, and it is. It doesn't look bad. I wonder what issue. I think the most we have to talk about when a masterpiece comes out is when someone gets it in hand and finds out what the issues are with it. Whether there are a few issues or whether there are major issues. It's all a matter of time. Mikey, take us on to the next bit of news, I suppose.
I suppose. So we have brand new images. Brand new images of new toys. Many new toys.
Some
new toys. I'll stick the Studio Series stuff together. So we've got rumored images. Rumored.
Yeah. Even though these are actually images.
But they're rumored. Images of Studio Series Sideways. Now, Andy, did you, like me, pause and go, who?
If I remember, isn't Sideways the one that Sideswipe cuts in half in Revenge of the Fallen? Yeah, Revenge of the Fallen.
Yes. And also 15 of them, I think, show up in Dark and Moon. But
that's probably the case, yeah.
Also, there's I was looking this guy up after a while, and I was just like, oh no, Ask Vector Prime got in on this, and now he's like literally the Armada character.
No.
Who's like who's not a multidimensional constant. He just jumps. Every Sideways is actually the Armada character, which is just like, don't you fun pub this shit.
No, because that character in Armada was kind of interesting.
Well, now he's been sliced in half because his name is Sideways, and all Sideways are the same dude.
No.
Anyway, so I'm not going back to look, and because it was Revenge of the Fallen, obviously it was a not a distinctive scene. But they
the
have
toy
said...
design was kind of interesting, the original toy design, which is why I remember him. Because
Yeah.
I thought when that toy came out, I was like, oh, this is cool.
I believe he's like Jolt in that we're all very used to it, an early toy design, and then when they did the studio series, everyone was like, wait, what? That's not what he looks like. And they were like, that's what he looked like. So, it turns out, Sideways doesn't... If Sideways looks like a mech that has its head blown off and has revealed its pilot in its chest. His head is very, very low.
Like to the point where it looks like it's mistransformed.
Yeah. I really hope it is, but I suspect it is actually not.
Yeah.
And he looks very strange next to the Studio Series figures from Bumblebee.
Yeah.
Look how tiny his legs are.
They're so thin. His legs are so thin, and his arms are so thick in comparison.
Yeah. He looks
wow,
like...
the aesthetic got so much better by Bumblebee, didn't it?
It really did. Really drives it home. He looks terrible, but he's endearingly bad. It would be how I'd like. This is kind of cute in a really terrible way. So we see him next to a couple of Dark of the Moon figures, I think. And yeah, his vehicle mode is a fancy schmancy car. I don't know the make.
It's silver. It has four wheels. There you go.
There is one shot here that looks quite good, which is him on a stand jumping and going like, grrr. It's just like, holy shit. Who originally, like, forget about the toy, because I think the toy is pretty competently made for what it is, but who
Yes.
in 2008 sat down in this rush production that was being made way too fucking quickly and was now completely in the hands of a madman because of a writer's strike and said, hey, let's spend an inordinate amount of money designing this. And did they just stop? What happened?
Maybe they did stop. Maybe they ran out of money for it.
Mayhaps, but like Jolt looks better, and I know Jolt was made last.
Yeah,
like
good old Jolt.
Yeah, it's actually like I'm gonna look at a movie screenshot. I'm not looking at.
I don't remember seeing a lot of like because he was on screens for such a short time.
He drives. He transforms, jumps through a wall, and turns back into a car. He's like he's not in robot mode for very long at all.
Oh, is that was his entire robot mode sequence?
Yeah.
Oh
like
my
I
God.
said, Dark of the Moon like reuses his model.
No.
Wow, that is impossible to read. Okay, Dark of the Moon. Dark of the Moon. Dotem. I see an arm and a head which is currently being vivisected by Optimus Prime.
Hooray!
I cannot give you further details. He has fallen down in one shot, I can confirm. Maybe it is just really badly mistransformed. It is possible.
Yeah.
I don't think it is, but it is technically possible. Jesus Christ. Who wants this?
People who really like them. I mean, you gotta remember, there are people who aren't, like, jaded like us, who actually really, really, really like those movies.
I'm very happy for them, but they also have eyes.
Yeah.
I mean, this isn't like saying, I like Megatron, or I like Galvatron, or I like Crosshairs, or I like whatever. That's not a design. That's half a design someone stopped.
Yeah, no, I would agree. This one's one of the more messy designs compared to a lot of the other ones. I do think the car mode's nice. It's panelly, and it looks, unfortunately, like there are a few joints, especially like if you look at the hood of the car, it looks like there is a big pin going through what connects to the windscreen, and the windscreen looks like it's clear plastic. Thus, the big pin will be pin going through clear plastic,
which is concerning.
Which is a bit. It is, and it looks like the shoulder parts connect to the side windows, which are, again, more joints on clear plastic, so, again, a bit more of an issue, or at least another issue, potentially. I think the way that the hands transforms looks like it's interesting, because they're clearly the front wheels, and that's why the front wheels have these... it doesn't have a pin like the back wheel, so it has this clip thing. So that's kind of interesting. So there are some interesting elements here. But once again, I kind of look at him and go, oh no, it's certainly an early aughties movie design, which is kind of a mess. And he's got a lot of back panel kibble as well. He's got a big butt flap as well. A really, really big butt flap, which isn't very attractive.
Yeah,
so
it is the entire front of a car.
Also, it doesn't look like he's got great ankle tilts as one of the
ankles.
back shots. yeah, I don't. You might be right. He does have ball joints in his ankles, but it doesn't look like they do much just because of the design of those really thin feet. So the way that they've got him doing dynamic poses is he's kind of balanced on the side corner of his feet rather than any of the flat parts of the feet, which is always like a bit of a step backwards in time. Kind of reminds me of the old days.
He looks to me like he should be quadrupedal.
That might have helped. Yeah, maybe he's meant to be walk around kind of like a gorilla. Is that your idea?
Yeah, like he looks like he should be
that.
like doing the gorilla run.
Yeah, that may be what they intended, but who's to say he just jumped through a fucking building and that was it?
Yep.
I don't know. Yeah. What else you got Studio Series wise then, Mikey? Anything better?
Depending on your point of view, we have reveals of 2 upcoming Voyagers. One is a retool. This is a retool of the Studio Series Starscream into Thundercracker. So I believe I think the wings have been retooled, and I know the head has been. The head is taken from the Blitzwing toy. So they brought that over. So yeah, I do remember the Seeker in. I remember a couple of the ones like this, but I'm sure like there's going to be like a retroactive one where everyone's pointing, going like that was Thundercracker. But yeah, I do like the Bumblebee Seeker design. I don't think this toy necessarily represents it fantastically, especially in the alt mode, which is technically correct to have a big hanging down gun, but it is also kind of nonsense. But hey, any Thundercracker is a good Thundercracker in my books. The next one is the Age of Extinction Galvatron. Now, I think there's a couple of better pictures of him. Yeah, they did. Instagram did a couple of comparison shots, and we get to see some side things of the actual. I'm going to put them in the chat. So this is I think probably the first actually transforming officially released Galvatron.
Oh my god!
Because the one in Age of Extinction didn't transform. You unfolded the car and as it unfolded, it became a robot.
Right, I see what you mean. I was going to say I'm sure it transformed, but I get what you're saying.
But yeah, so it is. Like, it has some very clear issues to me, which is like it's basically a cube for a chest because it's got a lot of detail in the front, and everything else is kind of like it's part of a truck folded in itself. The elbows have that weird gap I always hate when they do it. But apart from that, like taking into account that no one on God's green earth actually likes this design.
And you say that, but you remember there was a third-party company that did a really cool one.
Yes, they did a fantastic one because they had it limited its money. But
yes.
For a Voyager budget, I think this is actually a pretty good rendition of a design that is super hard to do in physical.
What do you mean? He transformed really easily in the film, right?
Because it was so easy for them to do Optimus from that film. Let alone this guy. We do see the vehicle mode, which from certain angles looks fine. It looks fine from the front. We do unfortunately see what it looks like from the side, and it's revealed that essentially he has, I don't know, are those
what
feet
are those
or
bits?
kneecaps?
Oh no, there must be his feet. Yeah, there are his feet.
Which does sort of suggest there's a weird bit of transforming going on in here. But yeah, his truck bed has like these big 2 sticky outy bits that are really unsubtle. Also, there's no cover or anything at the back of the truck by the looks of it, so like you can see inside his guts. I think this is kind of on like a mainline budget. It's as good as it's going to get. I can't blame them for not being able to pull off like a miracle.
Sure.
But on the other hand, it's also something like I'm just not interested.
I actually thought this was an image of a fast action battler, if you remember those.
Oh god, that is taking me back.
Yeah, for those that can't remember, they were the cheapy ones where you usually pulled or flipped something and it would just transform in one go. To me, it looked like one of those, which is why I didn't add it to the list, because I was sure it was, and then you told me it was. I was like, oh, okay, well, let's see what you got. You are right, though. It's not fair, because it is going for a Voyager budget, and it probably is the best that they could do. I would agree with that. I don't think it looks good, though.
I'm not rushing out to get it. Like, I'm keeping an eye on Smiths, because the Studio Series guys are going on sale, and I do kind of want Braun, but I'm like, well, I'm not going to pay full price for him. I ain't paying for this. No. No.
No, I would agree. Yeah, it's not the best, but again, this might be the perfect figure that someone really super duper wants.
And if you love it, I praise you, and I hope you are happy with your toy.
Yeah.
But it is a nightmare to me.
It is a nightmare.
It is wrong. Andy, take us on.
What? Oh, I thought you were going to talk about the super duper new figure of Thundercracker as well.
I did.
Oh.
You weren't listening.
No, you probably said Thundercracker and I glazed over because I heard the word Seeker. And I went, but no, let me take you on to, I guess, the last bit of news, the last two bits of news, because Mikey threw this in as well. We got images of the Shattered Glass Voyager Blaster with Rewind.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they should have called him Fast Forward. They should have called Blaster Ghetto.
Oh, God.
Yeah, it could be Ghetto and then it could be Blaster. There you go. Evil version of Blaster's Ghetto. God. And Fast Forward. There you go.
You know what they should have done? Replace the clear plastic.
Why? Everyone loves clear plastic.
It's an entire figure made of this stuff.
It is. I think it would have. I don't know why they did it in clear plastic. I think Rewind would have looked better. Again, it's the same for Blaster, but again, I think he would have looked better in solid plastic. The original toy was not done in clear plastic. Why is this guy done in clear plastic? No one knows.
80s nostalgia is not necessarily logical, Andy.
Yeah, but it's not even 80s nostalgia, because the original toy wasn't translucent.
But the 80s was a time of translucence.
Why couldn't we actually follow the usual logic of doing it exactly like the G1 toy?
One
time, someone went clear plastic instead, and everybody went, stop that. Throw that person out a window. But yeah, this is, as far as I can tell, this is not a color scheme that's been lifted from somebody else and plopped onto Blaster.
I don't think so. I don't remember, honestly, where this I'm going to check, but I don't think it's anyone else's.
It's not directly... I can't directly pin it on someone. It's not just Soundwave's color scheme on Blaster. So at the very least, we can praise it for that. I think this looks really cool. I think this is one of the better Shattered Glass looks. Everything else about the figure is exactly the same. I think the head sculpt works better on this version than it does on the heroic Autobot with the grimace. This is the evil Decepticon. Well, the evil Autobot. The evil look to his face looks a lot better. I just generally think this is a good color scheme for him. I think he's came out pretty well. Mikey, do you like him apart from Fast Forward?
I like him a lot more than I like regular Blaster.
Would you be tempted to buy it?
Kind of, in all honesty. It's a really nice really nice color scheme.
You know what it's like? It's like Blur. It's like Blur and it's like Prime. It's like those three are really good color schemes, and then a lot of the other ones, at least from my book, are kind of meh to ugh.
Yeah.
Like Starscream's ugh.
Lazy. Very, very lazy.
Ugh.
But I think, like I said, I can't find anything about this being based on something, so I think someone just came up with something nice.
It looks good.
He's intimidating. I like the red eyes. I like the color layout. I think it makes really good use of the mold. It'll come with a comic by a writer I know writes cool stuff. So the only thing I don't like is eject, rewind, whichever the fuck it is.
Fast forward.
Flip sides. I don't like flip sides.
Why?
Because I can see their guts. I would really like if they hadn't done that, but fuck it, I suppose. I look for, like, I remember in the club fiction, he was like, oh, I am the evil man. Yeah, I talk like this. I am basically, I call him Soundwave. oh yeah. And I was just like, oh, fuck's bloody fun pub. So I am looking forward to see more of him being written by someone who knows what dialogue is. And is not trying to be funny. Because you won't be. I'm definitely looking forward to the comic. But until then, it's just like, that is a cool looking robot.
Yeah, I agree. I likes it. It's fun. It's a good design. The other figure we have to talk about, the last thing we have to talk about, is another recolor of a figure. This is the red redo of Cog into Red Cog, which is literally his name.
Andy,
what was your
initial reaction to hearing the name Red Cog?
My initial reaction was to send you an image saying something like, "Can you believe his name is just Red Cog?" Because I couldn't believe that was his name. Like I still can't believe his name is Red Cog. It's like someone just went, he's Cog but red. Fuck it, Red Cog, and then they just shrugged and gave up. That's what it feels like. Why Red Cog? Why?
I don't know. I honestly do not know.
Cog was never a great name for the original figure.
No, it wasn't. No.
It was never a great name because he never transformed into any kind of working piece in the machinery, so he never was a cog in a grander machine. He was just a random drone. And now we have Red Cog, so it's the red version of him. It's not a bad colour scheme.
No.
It is just Cog, but red.
It's weird. We do have... Like, it apparently... So there's a lot of stuff on here to make... So, from what I understand, he is based on a background character from War for Cybertron, the cartoon. I'm not excited by that concept, I'm just going to say, but coolish. He's also going to be another weapon pack character. The last one was Centurion, I believe, out of Brunt. So he's coming with a bunch of weapons which reference the they're slightly modular as well, so you can change like barrels and muzzles and things, but they reference some scenes from the show. So like Alita 1 comes with a sniper rifle, Bait and One she used, and Ratchet comes with he comes with a gun for Ratchet, for his healing gun, and he also comes with a gun that becomes an adapter that you can put onto RC, so that you can put him or regular Cog onto her back to be a big 2-barrel cannon, because that was something from the show, which looks ridiculous on the toy because it doesn't scale well. And also he comes with a reuse of Prime Wheeljack's grenade.
Huh. Why?
I don't know.
Is it to make the figure feel like it has more value?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Some people said it's from the show. Like, they just
I'm
reused that
to
design, but that is that is literally lifted from Prime Wheeljack.
I'm willing to believe that that's the case, because I'm not willing to go back and watch that show. So I will believe that.
So Andy has just admitted, here, he will not go back and watch Prime.
Oh, Prime. I thought you meant War for Cybertron.
Nope. Andy has admitted he will not go back and watch that show. And in the context,
I won't be. Do you know why? Do you know why? Because they would never sell the Blu-rays in this country. They'll sell them on DVD, but not fucking Blu-ray.
No, Andy, you need to watch it in 480p. The best way to watch Transformers Prime.
Yeah, the amount of money that they spent on the CG to make it in the lowest quality for people to enjoy, at least in the UK. Because the market here is not important.
As we learned.
As we learned. Ugh. Yeah, I can't say I'm like thrilled to see that Red Cog is coming. It feels like a lazy repaint of a kind of mech character. Well, a mech design. Because I think the only reason why people were really jonesing for Cog is to put him with Metroplex. Fort Max, really, right? I don't think people are like big fans of Cog.
The thing is, like, people were into the weaponizer gimmick at first, but like the fossilizers kind of, I think, broke a lot of people on that because they did it better.
Yes.
And you could if you only had fossilizers, you had a play pattern. If you only had weaponizers, you didn't really. And
No, the idea of them got better over time. Like you said, the weaponizers were kind of very hit and miss on how well they were as compatibility-wise. Micromaster bases were very simplistic, and they didn't do enough of them, so it didn't really evolve from that point. And then the fossilizers, kind of where they really hit their stride, and you could do some really interesting, fun things with them, finally. It's, It was a weird thing. I wonder why that was. Maybe they just had more ideas. Maybe they were restricted with the designs that they could do for the previous ones. I don't know.
Who knows?
But the weaponizers were not great. And hey, if you want a red version, he's going to be available. I don't know. Feels like something more interesting could have been done. But I don't know what. That's it though, Mikey. That's the news for the week, unless you've got anything else to talk about.
No, that's me.
What you been up to this week, Mikey? What you done for fun? So?
Oh, it's been a busy one. Busy one, to be honest. But
Good?
I have
Question
had busy. We'll say busy.
Okay.
I have had some time to do some things. So TV-wise, I meant to watch a few different... I meant to watch Dune, actually, this week, but I didn't. So I'm actually kind of trying to make up a schedule for the next couple of weeks so I can actually sit down and watch TV. But for our purposes, I caught up on the couple of episodes I'd missed for Shield Hero Season 2. And
Yay.
the last one, Episode 5, ended with, oh, that's what you actually want to do. This literally was just filler to buy time for you to do something else in the original web novel.
Oh, so it was... Oh, no, it is filler. No wonder it felt like fucking filler.
Like, I can't confirm that now. That is just me reading what I see in the thing. But it's just like, they just introduced some new characters. And I'm just like, oh, this is what you wanted to do. So I am hopefully expecting it to get better as it now refocuses on whatever the fuck is going on there. Because some of them are returning characters who have some follow-on story. And one of them's brand new. But, like, I'm assuming the turtle thing will still be a framing device for a while. But I'm also assuming it's going to be like, cool, moving on. We'll see. I like I said, like, if it turns out season 2 either has a bad first half and a great second half, or is just kind of like a bit meh throughout, I'm still going to try season 3 when it comes out, and I'm still going to love season 1. So it's not damaging my affection for the series as an idea. It's just like, oh boy, we're into the wonderful world of filler, but it's canonical filler, which is in some ways worse. But hey, they've introduced looks to be a new major villain. I caught up on Revice as well, so episode 34, I want to say. That was really good. That was good. Solid Kamen Rider. That was a solid Kamen Rider thing. Like all I right. said, it looked to me like what the last 5 or 6 episodes have all been about, wrapping up the hanging plot points so they can drop them and then move on to new stuff.
Right.
That's exactly what they did. They basically went like, okay, that's out of the way. Here's what's actually going on. Here's what matters. So we get Vice and Vale have a good scene together. This is mostly about Daiji kind of like suddenly taking center stage a bit and doing a bit more. There's hints of who's going to be the new demons. I get why they would go down that route, but it's not my first choice, shall we say?
Okay.
That's all I'll say. That's all I'll say on that. But I do get why. Like, to me, there's a very obvious reason why you'd go that route. But it's kind of like, this is just a character you've had for a while and haven't done anything with, and obviously this would give you a chance
is
to
it
do
the mum?
something. No.
Oh, that'd be fun if it was the mum.
It would be fun. I like the mum. But it's just kind of like, I get why this is a good opportunity to develop someone who hasn't been developed, but it's also like, just not how I do it. But we'll see. Big reveals in terms of GIF and the head of Phoenix, and the doctor lady has a big moment in this. There's a ton of stuff in this. Also a bit of like quite heavy violence for normal everyday Kamen Rider. Some quite nasty neck wounds in this one.
Okay.
A lot of blood. So yeah,
they had to put the classic bandages around the head.
No classic bandages. Only lying on the ground screaming.
I miss those classic bandages for a wounded person when they just wrap the head in like 50 layers of material.
My favorite was when Shotaro had it in double. Because they didn't just bandage his head, they did that to his entire body, which had been set on fire, except his incredibly pretty face.
That's right.
And I was just like, what?
That was for the ladies, though, Mikey. The ladies got to see the pretty moneymaker.
True. So I really enjoyed it. Again, as basically always, the fight direction on this show is excellent and has never been anything but. So really, really good. So I'm not going to tiptoe around it. I really hope Hiromi's back next time for Demons. Like, I just hope that's the reveal. I hope there's a bit of a red herring going on. But if there's not, I'm not going to like lose my shit. I would like him back because I really liked him. So there's that. Finished Last Order or Fallen Order.
I thought you finished that last week.
I finished it at some point, and I don't remember.
I think you finished it last week.
I'll take your word for it. I'm finished anyway, and I'm not playing anything at the moment just because it's been a busy week. But I'm probably going to try and make some time this week to find something to play. I don't know what yet.
Oh my god! Do you have something you have in your backlog to play, or something that you want to get to play?
Too much backlog.
Oh
and the big one this week was episode 5 of Spy Family Earth.
Yay!
Holy
I
shit!
hear it's good.
This show is actually fantastic. Very, very funny. Very heartfelt. Like, I've liked it so far, like, a lot. But this episode, just, like, everything that would work from this story and these writers just happens at once. So, yeah, very heartfelt, very funny. I laughed a lot. I love the scenarios. And then it's just, like, how are we going to top all that up? We're going to have it be done by what I think is becoming rapidly one of those, like, name anime studios for me, like, okay, I don't care what they're making, I will try it.
Oh yeah, Wit Studio's the anime studio at the moment. Yeah. Feels like
Wit did a fantastic job of someone answering the phone. And then like there's like an extended action scene in this one, and they put a banger soundtrack over it, and it is absolutely gorgeous. And
you sent me clips of the show. I refuse to watch them.
Yeah. You need to watch the show.
I watch the show. Yeah, no, that's why I'm not going to watch the clips, because I'm going to watch it. I'm going to watch it, just not yet.
Yeah, but I would listen to the music though. It's No Name with like no KNOW, which makes sense in context of the show. I think it's Lloyd's theme song. But it's extremely strong. Like it is like, to me, it is the show of the moment in terms of this season of anime. So I'm big into it, and it's the double core one, which means it's going to get to 26 episodes. I don't know if we're taking a break after this for 3 months, but I hope not, because I'm really into this right now. But yeah,
so that probably means you are going to have to take the break.
Yeah,
is what I'm hearing.
I also saw something interesting, which was someone on Twitter said like the action scene in this was completely anime original.
Okay.
Because in the manga, this scene is like 2 pages of a really simple, like, cute little scene with Anya, the little girl, and this one they're just like, nah, son, we don't play like that here. This with studio. You sit down and you watch. And I was doing the bloody head, but I didn't realize I was doing it. I was banging along with the music, and I was just like, oh my god, I love this. So I'm really happy. I had a lot of fun. It's really hard to discuss because at the moment these are all very personal events, and you have to have seen the show to be. It's I can't describe them to you and make you think they're cool. But like, man, do I like this show.
Good. That's
Andy,
good.
What about you?
What have I been up to? Did some podcast editing, obviously. I got 2 books in the post, which was the Sekiro art book from France. Why did I get the French one? One, because it was the hardcover version. The UK version doesn't have a hardcover. And it's 300 and something odd pages versus 140 odd pages for the UK one. And the UK one was a few pounds more, so I was like, well, I'll just get the French one. It's an art book. It's not going to have a lot of talking in it anyway. So I got that, have a look through it. It's very pretty. It's got a lot of really good bits of artwork in. The quality of the book's really nice as well. Also got the art book for Total War Warhammer, which I haven't had a look through yet. It feels quite small for 3 games, but I get why, because they're trying to do every race in the game and try and have an equal 2-page spread. So that's quite difficult to do. But I think I'll probably still enjoy it. I have been playing through Sekiro more. Nearly have finished it. I think I'm going to be able to finish that on Tuesday when I stream again. Wow, what a fun game. It's maybe my favorite of the Soulsborne series because it's so... The combat system's so different from the other ones. It's very fast and frantic. Lots of parrying, lots of dodging. You got lots of ninja art tools to use. Some are very effective against some types of enemies. Some are more effective in specific situations. Like I fought a giant monkey, cut its head off. It came back to life. And because its head was off, if you used a spear on its stump when it falls over, you pull out the giant centipede inside of it. Which does a lot of extra damage. If you didn't do that, you just have a normal fight against it. But if you use a spear, you get extra damage, which is kind of neat. And each of these enemies or bosses have something that's slightly unique about them, so they'll take more damage from something. So if you play around with your arts and your stuff like that, you find something neat. The story's a little bit more comprehensive of what's going on as well, rather than a usual Dark Souls game where it's a bit more obscure and it's all technically happened and you're learning about history. This one's a bit more, there's stuff that's happened in the past, but for the most part, you're trying to make sure that no one gets your lord, Kuro, little boy Kuro. No one gets the ability to rejuvenate and come back to life because he has the ability of the dragon air, which means that he can bring people back to life indefinitely. You find out people try to recreate that. That's why some people have centipedes in them. And you're trying to make sure that no one takes your little boss from you. And we're nearly at the end. I've really enjoyed it. It's been super good. I played Elden Ring, obviously, fairly recently. I enjoy the combat more than Elden Ring. I like it more than Bloodborne. It might be my favorite game out of the Soul series to play. I don't think it's the most interesting world or the most interesting story, but I think it is the most fun I've had playing them, just because it's a fun system. I think that's about it. I've been looking online, and I did see that there's a site that has the Figma Hunter, and I'm thinking whether I should get the Hunter from Bloodborne, because I wouldn't mind, some of those Miyazaki boys. And I did like being a hunting, and getting Maria of the Astral Clock Tower as well, which is coming out soon as well. I wouldn't say no to, because she was a really cool boss fight. I think that's it. Oh no, wait! I got Ash vs. the Evil Dead Season 1. So that's what I was watching for my nighttime viewing. Have you heard of that, Mikey?
I have. I've never seen it, but I don't know if it was good or whatever.
I'd say it's probably like, for our rating, you and me, I'd say it's probably a 6 out of 10. It's okay. In the middle, it feels very meandering. And then it feels like at the end, it redoes a lot of just Evil Dead 2. It's got some nice bits of humor. It's got some good practical effects in there, which I really appreciate, and the gore's there, which is nice. Yeah. But the actual story, I think, is a little bit lacking. I'm watching season 2 at the moment on Netflix, and again, it feels similar. It feels similar in the fact that it kind of meanders in places, and the story's just okay. But the effects and everything, like the feeling of the show, is quite nice. It's hard to really recommend. I think Evil Dead 2 still, if you want the Evil Dead experience, the best way to get it is just watch Evil Dead 2. I think that's just the best version of the Evil Dead franchise. It's okay. If you want something to watch, you're not going to go wrong with Evil Dead, but don't have your expectations blown off or anything like that, And I've been seeing, obviously, a lot of people this week talking about Doctor Strange and the movie Mash of Madness.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of that.
People really like it, or people really hate it.
Yeah, that's interesting. Weird. It's like, it's rare you see an MCU with that much of a divide in it. Yeah,
I see people saying that this has Sam Raimi's fingers all over it, and then I hear other people say it's probably about 10% Sam Raimi directing that you're used to, and then it's just a standard movie. So you've got this really harsh juxtaposition between how Sam Raimi would do a movie and edit a movie, and then just a standard Marvel movie where it's really flat and uninteresting in terms of its editing and shots and whatnot. I hear it's a bit of a mess, but those are the people that I watch, who I believe, whose ideas kind of flow together with mine, so I don't think it would be a movie I enjoy. I want Mikey to see it, because I want Mikey to...
Yeah, that's because you use me as a dousing rod, basically.
Yeah, well, I can't often get to go and see movies these days, so, if you could go and you could see it, you could tell me if those people are right, or if you absolutely love it. You never know. You might love it as much as Love and Thunder is you're gonna enjoy as well. You're gonna see that, right?
You could have said, like, you could like it like you ended up liking Spider-Man, and you might have had an argument there.
Why would I do that?
Because it's all multiverse. I hear people like the villain, and I've seen a clip. Like, I didn't mean to go looking for this. This popped up on my Twitter, and it's just like, that's very violent. But also, I bet that's like, is that representative or what? It's also like, I don't care about the multiverse thing because just it's too much multiverse at the moment.
I hear the concept of the multiverse causes a lot of issues, and there are a lot of ideas that they talk about in the film that, if you think about it too long, creates a lot. I'll say this one because I don't think it's a spoiler. Somebody says in the movie that when you dream, you are dreaming of another you in another multiverse.
Oh, that's just bullshit.
And if you the idea of that might not be stupid, but the more you really think about the idea of that, the more stupid it gets. Surely.
It's pretty dumb to me to start off with, but
yeah.
I would rather spend my money on everything everywhere. If that eventually comes out here, because we still don't have a like they suggested May 20th, but it's not solid. That'll come out then.
Of what? Sorry. Everything
Everywhere. It is a multiverse story, but it's supposed to be like an excellent sci-fi.
Oh, it's not Marvel then.
No, it's just a movie. So yeah, I'm good.
You gotta go see it, Mikey.
I'm good.
Okay, let's make a deal, Mikey. You can either go and see this movie or Thor: Love and Thunder.
I choose to quit the podcast.
No, no, you're not allowed. It's not the option.
I will find you, road, as Neelix would say.
I will send Nicole to take you to go and see one of these films.
She knows my county. She doesn't know my house.
I'm sure we can find out.
And she'll like it, which is worse.
We'll put Nicole in Ireland, and because she's so friendly, she'll be able to find you.
Hi, have you met him? Hi, have you met him? Hi, have you met... I'm getting closer. Hi, have you met him?
She'll find you. She will find you, as they'd say in Man of Steel.
Yes, as they would say in Man of Steel, an upcoming Flash movie.
Oh no! Yeah, that's the thing too.
He's in the Flash movie, but it sounds like Ezra Miller may have just talked himself out of being Barry Allen going forward. So that's interesting.
I think that's a wise idea. Like, the amount of problems Ezra Miller's caused, it's probably best to just replace him. Yeah. Just replace him.
I also think they should just replace the entire Snyderverse, but unfortunately, that terrible thing. It was terrible.
There are enough people who disagree with you. I'm not one of them, of course.
Was the most painful movie experience I've had since... No, it's the most painful movie experience I think I've had.
Wow.
It is worse than... It's more coherent, but it is worse than the Whedon cut.
Oh, yeah.
That is something I'm very, 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 very comfortable saying.
Yeah. That's fair.
And that's a lot. That's saying a lot.
Mikey, does anybody send us questions?
No, we don't have any today, I'm afraid.
Oh,
Andy,
my
do you
God.
have any?
Oh my God. I don't have any direct questions, but we do have some messages from Christoph Carlson. Oh, here's something that you did in the week that you didn't talk about, or at least something that I got up. The podcast of you and Chris.
Yes.
Having a tussle, having a fight.
Yes, our first of our IDW retros, or considerations or topics or whatever, came out. And we talked, and I apparently made things clearer for him, and I am glad I could contribute to him understanding why I don't like that book.
Mm-hmm.
And that's basically as far as we got.
He didn't convince you that it was good, though.
No. So we will wait and see what comes up for the next one of those. But yeah, and I've got a woo-woo recorded. I've got to send it to you as well. A nice short one.
Oh, nice.
So, fun times.
Yeah. Christoph messages are, if I can figure out what order they're in, which you can't because it's Facebook, so I'll read them in the order they're presented. AMG is at it again, but this one was easy for someone to collect Asgard. And it's an image of, I guess, some of the models, and he's assuming that they are Asgardian ones, which I guess makes sense.
Cool.
X-Force is ready to play. Also sounds like I'm better off being a Star Wars fan than being a Star Trek fan. Now, you're just not well off
I have to
if you
admit
want
something.
sci-fi.
I have to admit something.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't done this yet,
Mm-hmm.
but I should have this done by next week.
Okay.
So first off, I'm trying the opener for Prodigy.
Oh, okay.
And second off, I am watching a late season 1 episode of Lower Decks.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So, I am doing this because...
Hang on, you don't even like Rick and Morty.
No, so, I am doing this because I have a reviewer I like to watch, and I generally find I agree with his takes, and he's been reviewing Lower Decks. I haven't watched any of them, but I know he's been pretty positive. I was like, okay, yeah. And
Name and shame the reviewer.
Yeah, no, he watched episode 1, he'd ended episode 1, and I said, okay, I've seen episode 1, I can at least have a laugh. He opened up with, if you start watching this, you will think I hate Rick and Morty, and you will think I hate Lower Decks. I don't. I like Lower Decks. This was one of the worst introductions to a television show I ever had, and if I didn't have to do this for my job, I would never have revisited episode 2.
Okay.
So, he describes it as not only the worst episode of the 2 seasons, but the most misleading ones, seemingly because there was a lot of marketing push behind it for the creator to be more Rick and Morty-ish.
Oh, right, okay, interesting.
So, I went on to a Star Trek Discord, and I said, hey, I heard that Lower Decks actually gets good late in season 1 by someone I actually trust. Mm-hmm. So, is there an episode to watch that will be like, and just watch from here? Because I do not want to watch the bad episodes.
Sure.
And they said, watch from episode 9. Episode 9, season 1, watch from there. There will be
episode
ups and downs.
9?
Episode 9.
Oh my god.
Apparently from episode 9 on is when the show gets good. And I was thinking, I did give the Orville a chance.
That's true, yeah. Orville takes 3-4 episodes to get into it, I guess.
And I equally dislike Seth MacFarlane humor these days.
Sure, yeah, understandable.
So, and suddenly I'm hearing Strange New Worlds is not atrocious.
Yet. People said Picard Season 2 was good as well until it got really bad.
They do not have a leg to stand on. And
yeah, but to be fair, it started off good, they said. It started off good, so
Picard
this could
Season
be...
1 started off good.
They did, but they're saying
No.
Discovery starts off good, so what's your point?
Yeah, but the thing is, people who don't like Picard and Discovery are saying that this is better. Now, I'm very dubious because Akiva Goldsman is the writer on this.
Well, at the moment.
Yeah.
It might change.
Yeah, and I don't trust his writing because he's written many, many, very, 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 very bad things. But I want to re-engage with my sci-fi side a bit more, my Western sci-fi side. So I am going to try... I'm not going to try Strange New Worlds until it's over here. I'm not going to try and hunt it down. But I am going to try Prodigy because I have basically been told that's what if it was Farscape but Star Trek. And okay. And I'm going to try at least one episode of Lower Decks, and it is going to be this mythical episode 9. So you wanted me to suffer for something, Andy?
Okay.
I'm going to suffer for you. I'm going to suffer to see if there is redeemable Star Trek media made in the last 5 years.
Okay, well, yeah, good luck to you. I that reminds me, I was watching or rewatching Voyager this week as well. It's not great. It's okay though.
Which season are you on?
I wasn't watching from the start. I'm not crazy.
You didn't watch Banjo Man Caretaker?
I did not watch Banjo Man Caretaker. I started watching from Message in a Bottle, the one where the Doctor sent across and he finds Andy Dick on the...
That is very late in the game.
It is very... It's like season 4. No, it's 4.
That's
like 4.
Like, I don't like season 4 a lot. Like, I think season 4 is one of the most inconsistent to me. Like,
yeah, Message in a Bottle was good, and the one where it's just called 1, where it's 7 of 9 alone on the ship, that's a good episode.
See, I can tell you, if you want my recommendations, I can tell you the season... Okay, there's only really one season 1 episode, but the season 2 and 3 episodes that are worth watching.
is the season, I can't remember which season it's in, is one of them the one where Chakotay crashes on a planet with a Kazon child?
Nothing good is ever involving Chakotay.
Unfortunately, you are correct. One of the episodes I watched was a lady came back onto the ship, and everyone's like, who is this person?
I hate that one.
Who is this person? And it's like, you don't remember me because our species creates a thing where
logical
when we're
fallacies
away.
involved in every single aspect of that.
Yeah, and then it, like a hunter comes to take her back to the planet, and he shoots her with a gun, and the memories start fading, and there's nothing that they can do about it. It's like, I'm sure there's something he could have done. Yeah, for instance, she could have gave the designs to, I don't know, the doctor in case she was ever shot by that gun to stop the process from happening. I don't know. She could have recorded a diary or something like that. No, okay.
Oh, I do insist you watch Threshold now.
Which one's Threshold?
The Salamander episode.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's only just to see Picard, Janeway have sex with Tom Paris as a lizard.
Yep.
Which is the season that has Janeway dying and a ghost
the
comes
devil.
and tries to. Yeah, it's not. Well, it's like
it
an
is
alien
devil.
species.
She literally says go back to hell, and then there's a big ring of fire.
Was that a good episode? I can't remember it too well. I just remember the episode
idea,
ending.
but like they just like dropped the ball and went like, it's the fucking devil.
Yeah. What season was that?
Was
that early?
I didn't. Okay, that's season 3. I will say, like, I didn't.
God.
Obviously, I'm not trying Picard season 2 because not only do I not like it, but even people who liked the start of it have like I looked at the Rotten Tomato scores and they've tanked.
Because it's trash.
Yeah, but I did watch the last 2 Q scenes.
Okay. I heard John Delancey does well because he's a good actor.
I'm really annoyed at the fucking concept because this show has not got the pedigree to do what it did in these scenes.
Mm-hmm.
You don't deserve to pull this at all. And also, I will say the dialogue is pretty bad.
I'm not shocked.
And oh my god, Seven's girlfriend needs to stop being Raffi. She needs to just stop.
Yeah.
Go be with your extremely attractive now robot again girlfriend.
That actress is in Ash vs. The Evil Dead season 2.
She better?
When she popped up, I was like, it's fucking Raffi. Oh my god.
Is she a better actor in that? Because she's quite bad in this.
She's not really done too much.
But my god, John Delancey takes these garbage lines and just makes them emotional. Because
John Delancey's a good actor. He's very good.
He really outacts Patrick Stewart in these scenes.
Oh, Patrick Stewart gave up though years ago.
Yeah. There's some behind the scenes things I heard about it from an Angry Joe review, and just like, oh god, that's even worse. But like it's basically an idea of John Delancey admitting that he cares about Picard, which he has done several times in.
Yeah, it's not a new
TNG.
thing. We've seen it
But it's like it's like him going like, the walls are down. This is just raw emotion, and I'm just like, wow, John Delancey's really good at this because he's very familiar with the character and how the character would say these terrible lines, and it makes it work. But the dialogue is really bad.
Oh yeah,
and I don't like anyone who's not John Delancey in those 2 scenes. Really bad. Yeah, but yeah, so I will be Voyager. Voyager's fine. I like it better than the first 2 seasons of Enterprise.
Yeah. Enterprise has some rough moments. It gets interesting in places, but
Enterprise just got its legs under it the day they cancelled it.
Pretty well, not the day the day, because it took a bit to actually finish it off, but
and then they gave it a terrible last episode.
Awful ending.
That was a terrible episode timed to coincide with a really good TNG episode, and you should not have done that.
Yeah. Sorry, I should finish off Christoph Golson's message. I mean, the worst part of the Book of Boba Fett is... hang on. I mean, the worst part of the Book of Boba is the Mando stole 2 episodes... That's not the worst part of the Book of Boba Fett, I'm afraid. Stole 2 episodes that could have been used to fix the... No, there was not enough time to fix the amount of issues the Book of Boba Fett had.
The consensus seems to be there are definitely 2 good episodes in Boba Fett. They just have nothing to do with Boba Fett.
No, they weren't good. They were just better than the trash.
I've just seen reactions of like people who don't like Boba Fett. Who were just like, don't like it. Oh, too good. Oh, and they're gone.
Now, if you want a comprehensive breakdown of every episode in the Book of Boba Fett and in Mando,
I really don't.
just watch EFAP. EFAP will tell you why these episodes are bad.
Yeah,
if
but
you really
I
want to
don't
know.
want to listen to them for an hour and a half about something I don't care about.
It's
So
a lot longer than that because they go through a lot of points. They hammer it.
Yeah, no, like I do sometimes consider checking them out, and I'm just like, okay, oh, that's very long.
It is very long. It is like the episodes are 100% very, very long, but they do get into it and they do discuss things deeply. Sometimes they've gone a weird tangent, but so do we. So we can't complain too much. The issues of the series, instead of having a toy commercial for a pimped up Naboo starfighter that I'm still buying. Oh, as soon as it shows up in the X-Men miniature game. Sigh. Lastly, I found someone of Mikey. I guess someone for Mikey to debate Thor Ragnarok 3.
Cinema?
A movie I'm lazy to defend, but still really enjoy. But I did chum out the Three Warriors, so you can shit on it as much as you want.
Yep, they absolutely mishandled 3 characters that people love, and also many characters that people love. Also, if you liked the Executioner in any way, shape, or form, he's not in this. Carl Urban is in this playing a very different character who they put the name on, which is not an uncommon thing with MCU, but...
I'll send you the link to the video.
Also, they fucked over the Hulk,
if you like.
And you can never, ever convince me they didn't fuck over the Hulk.
Yeah.
Because you know what they did, Andy? They fucked over the Hulk.
Oh my god. But you hate the Hulk. Always have. You keep telling me every day. Every day.
Yeah,
like,
sometimes I just
Hulk.
ring Andy up and say, Andy, yeah, fuck the Hulk. Bye.
I hate the Hulk. I'm like, oh, okay, Mikey. That's cool, bro. That's cool.
The most boring part of the Hulk. You all need to accept this.
But no, he was abused by his fascia.
I know. And that's the interesting thing is he made a monster.
Is that who's a cloud of mist and has giant poodles?
Oh, yeah.
Never forget the Ang Lee movie.
Considering some of the turns of the Immortal Hulk, that weirdly ties into some stuff.
It does. Like, we can say that we don't enjoy the MCU, but I would begrudgingly take the MCU over an Ang Lee Hulk movie. Watch.
I love it when people say, oh, like, it wasn't that bad, and it's like, when was the last time you watched that?
It was bad.
Do you remember the panel transitions? Everything with a comic panel?
I think the idea of that could work. I think oddly enough, Sam Raimi could make that idea work. Maybe would be what I would say. Maybe
generous,
because I think
maybe.
Yeah, it's maybe. It's definitely a maybe. I think, it's not a smart idea to try that. Oh, but it's a comic book movie, so you have comic book panels. It's like,
now we've got
doesn't
the
make
Hulk and
seamless
he's trapped in
transitions.
goo.
Oh yeah. No, it wasn't goo. It was like bubblegum. It was pink bubblegum.
My god, that Hulk model. He actually ballooned constantly. Oh,
Consistency.
Eric Bana screaming, "You want it? Take it! Take it all!"
It does make the Fantastic Four movies look a lot better, though. Because you can watch those films.
The 2000s Fantastic Four movies.
No, I mean all of them.
No, not the most recent one, Andy.
Okay. I thought you were shitting on the 90s one, the one that never came out.
No, I mean the one that came out in 2015.
That's fair. No, that's fair. No, you got me. I keep forgetting Fan Forstick
is actually him weirdly embracing his highly abusive brother.
Yeah, I forgot that Fan Forstick was a thing because it's terrible.
And then the director went
they destroyed my vision. Your vision looks shit.
I mean, they did, I don't know. It could have been interesting. There were a lot of issues with that thing. There was a lot of issues.
Yeah. Also,
many.
Let's do another Doom as a fucking thing.
I love Doctor Doom. They
need to stop doing Doctor Doom because they're not able to do Doctor Doom.
Yeah, that's the problem. They're not able
here's the
to
thing,
do
Andy,
Doctor Doom.
They'll do Doctor Doom and they'll beat Doctor Doom and they'll kill Doctor Doom in one movie, no matter which movie, no matter which Marvel franchise he appears in. Even if he's amazing, they'll kill him in one movie.
Yeah, because even I don't think the MCU has a villain they haven't killed yet.
I don't think
They only have Loki, who's not a quote-unquote villain these days
he's been
anyway.
redeemed and like has really connected with his feelings.
Yeah, exactly. It's just like, so we don't have any villains.
I'm just thinking, like, because they're into phase 4.
3.
now.
3?
No,
4.
4.
Is it?
4, because 3 was end game-ish.
Whatever.
I don't know. Because I think the Avengers movies all mark the different phases. But they from what I understand, like, I don't think anything from what I heard, nothing in Madness really leads into much else bar another like Strange movie.
Oh, okay.
I kind of liked Doctor Strange at the time, but I also haven't seen it since the day I saw it in the cinema.
It's probably like fine.
Mm.
I think my issue with it was probably, at least in my mind, similar to Iron Man in terms of the format. Yeah,
because they're desperately trying to recapture that moment, which is why we had 3 Spider-Man movies and only 2. One of them has a Spider-Man in them.
What do you mean? Spider-Man's in all of them. So is Tony Stark.
Yeah, it's just like no, son.
No, he wasn't in the second Spider-Man movie. There's a giant mural of him. Spider-Man's using all of his tech, all of the tech of the bad guys. Tony Stark's.
Oh,
Tony Stark is in that film.
I will never quite get past the sheer shock I felt after years of telling me that people telling me Far From Home was a solid enough movie, and then watching it and going like, this thing is as bad or worse than Spider-Man 3.
I just want Mysterio to be a dude who robs banks with a fishbowl on his head.
No. We need him to be Nathan Gyllenhaal for some reason, and also we need to be stealing stuff from the Ant-Man movies. And
No,
holy shit, we are how many movies into phase 4?
I don't know.
I just looked at it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 already, and in fact we're past the halfway point in July.
Oh my god, really? Oh no, that's probably true.
Black Widow.
Yeah, that's probably true. Yeah.
I didn't see Black Widow. Shang-Chi, which I heard was like a good movie until the end.
No.
I didn't watch it. Eternals, I definitely didn't watch. That was apparently, even people who like the MCU didn't like that.
No.
No Way Home, which is all. Multiverse of Madness.
I wouldn't count that because that's mostly, well, that's a Sony movie as well, but...
Yeah. Multiverse of Madness, Love and Thunder. So, November, Wakanda Forever.
Oh no. We haven't seen a trailer for that. That has to be getting pushed back.
I liked Black Panther. I actually did like Black Panther at the time. Again, haven't seen it since. But I don't think I'm going to be as engaged without your man in the lead. Because I think it kind of rode on those 2 characters. And they killed the villain in it, which was,
Of course it did.
Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania.
Oh, God.
It's a terrible name. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 is May next year. Then we've got the Marvels, which is Ms. Marvel and Captain Marvel and stuff. Did you see the Ms. Marvel trailer? Because we never talked about it.
Yeah, it looks terrible.
Why doesn't she have Ms. Marvel's powers?
Because they don't want to give her Reed Richards powers, maybe.
But it's in a very comic booky style, and I really feel her like, I can make myself bigger and things bigger would be a good thing to do in that style.
I think there was a reason, but I can't remember what it was meant to be, why they didn't do it.
Yeah,
for some reason, it seems like they've given her the quantum bands, which is like, but why though? Yeah, you're not a cosmic character.
No, you're Captain.
Maybe they don't want to. Maybe they don't want to do mutants or Inhuman. They don't want to do mutants yet, and they don't want to remind people of Inhumans.
Otherwise known as what the Marvel was doing for years until they got the.
They did it the other way around. They didn't want. They wanted people to think only of Inhumans, and they didn't want people to think of mutants because the mutants couldn't be in the MCU.
Oh god, that was so stupid. And they were like constantly going on about like, no, it's a creative decision. You turn the Inhumans into mutants.
Yep.
Yeah. Why? Why? Why would you do this?
Legal reasons, basically.
Yeah, and then they got the rights back, and it was just to the films. They're just like, and now we're going to try and make up for lost time. Oh, there. Anyway, I'm rambling.
Anyway, where can people find you on the internet, Mr. Mikey?
You can find me on Twitter as Irish Paleo, and you can contact us on Moonbase2 at twitter.com, and you can contact us at Moonbase2 at gmail.com, and at facebook.com, and at libsyn.com, and at patreon.com, and at yourface.com.
Oh, fuck. Not your face.
Yeah.
Sheesh. Oh, I saw Project Melody's doing the Lootcast again, but without everybody else from the Lootcast.
Yeah, I saw that. I think that's a little bit of a shame, but it's also, I think it moved to Chatterbait.
Oh my god, so it's going to get really raunchy.
Well, I was scrolling through Twitter earlier on, and next guest is Finana, so yeah, no, it is actually going to get really raunchy.
I don't know who that is.
She is a Niji Sanji person with no filter, and she's very, very, I really like her, she's really entertaining, but, like, she has zero filter. Like, she has less filter than you think anyone has filter. To the point where everyone else in Niji Sanji are kind of like, how did we turn her off? You don't.
You just get out of the way.
Yeah, basically. So I think that could end up being a very interesting combination.
Wow. You can find me on Twitter, Twitch, and YouTube as Decade Andy. You can find me. You can find this podcast on the Moonbase 2 forums, Twitter, iTunes, Facebook, Libsyn, YouTube as Moonbase 2 Transformers Podcast. We're on patreon.com/Moonbase2, $2 each month. You get From the Files of Teletran 2, and you get Moonbase Woo Woo, where we talk about Transformery things in more detail. We probably need to stop shitting on Marvel so much at the end of these shows.
I'm not able to stop what's relevant, Andy.
I know. I think that's the problem because the Marvel stuff's always in our faces. It's really hard to not be annoyed by it. I don't know. we'll try. Sorry if you love them, but we clearly don't. Anyway.
And like I said, if you genuinely would like to come on and argue with us about it, I will, without any bitterness or anything, and you will know you're in a safe space where your opinion will be respected, even if I don't agree with it.
No, there are no safe spaces. Safe spaces are lame.
No, safe spaces. Do you know why I call it a safe space? Because I am also in a safe space, which means I'll say whatever shit I want.
I don't think that's what a safe space is. That sounds like a cage. Like where you put two ravenous badgers.
I feel no flaws in this.
I do, because the badgers might start working together.
No, they're just badgers, Andy, not honey badgers.
Well, they're related. They're still a badger.
But like that's like saying a chimp and a human. They're related, but like one can't drive yet.
What, humans? I have to think about that. Until next week, everybody. Thanks for coming on by, and we will see you next time, and hopefully no chimps will be on the road.
Stop. But there was that time they drove Zaku's.
No.
You are now leaving Moonbase 2.